Have you experienced the awesome power of the Panasonic Real 3DO system? Obviously.
Presenting 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe. It's time to put away your toys.
3DO from Panasonic, Gold Star, and Creative Labs. A new low price and free games.
Mind-blowing graphics of Panasonic Real 3DO. 3DO.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 3DO Experience, the 3DO retrospective podcast where we talk about all things 3DO, the company, the console, and everything in between. I am Bill, and this is Threk. How you doing, Threk?
Bill, I'm all right. My face is kind of cold, but I'm hanging in there. How are you?
I'm tired. Life is lifing. I was saying before, but shit's stupid right now in the world. So, I mean, everyone knows that, but in my own little world, it's stupid right now.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Let's not say it just in case.
Yeah.
In case like some legal shit might go on. Let's refrain.
Yeah. But no, I'm doing okay. I went to a comic convention over the weekend.
I saw that. You're buying way too many comics now.
I paid less than $200 for all of that. So
that's still a lot of money, man.
Well, I was budgeted, so don't worry.
Okay.
I budget all my cons, but like that's good for me. Usually I save like $600 for like cons, so
that's not bad.
There was so many just $5 bins, and I'm like, when I see $5 bins, I can't fucking stop. Like,
you can't resist yourself, you little freak, you little gremlin.
$5 for fucking full-on trades, like fuck yeah. I'm gonna look.
I mean, for full-on trades, that's not bad.
No, it's not. Like most of those I showed were like $5, so it's like I can't say no.
Nice.
Some of them are rare too.
Like I've been wanting to buy the complete All-Star Superman, but I just don't see it for a price I'm happy with. So.
The DC compacts, $9.
I'll probably just do that then.
That's probably the way to do it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, other than that, nothing else kind of crazy going on. At least nothing I could think of. So, all right. So we'll talk about the news and everything before we get into our game. So I do have things to say. First thing is, so I guess this shadow dropped today. Did you ever play Lord of the Rings: War in the North?
No, because I'm very well known as the guy who doesn't like Lord of the Rings in the slightest.
Oh, that's right. I thought you would at least like the games, you sicko.
I've played the Hobbit game. That's about it.
Well, that doesn't help. But anyways, War in the North was like a co-op hack and slash RPG kind of thing. Came out the tail end of the 360's life. Okay. Kind of got lost. So I think it came out around the same time as like Skyrim or something. So completely got, flew under the radar. Well, today it shadow dropped as like a re-release. So and right now it's like $18 or something. Like it's normally $20. They're doing like the just come out like 10% discount thing. So I bought it because it was a game I've been interested in playing anyways. And it's a Spire. So it's just a port. There's nothing like that fancy about it. But, I haven't started it up yet because I've been playing Plague Tale. The second Plague Tale game. I finally got around to playing it. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's there. If y'all want to play that. Let's see here. The Dust Bloods network test applicants. You can now see if you've got in. I got in. So I believe it starts on the 18th, I think, or I think yeah, the Dust Bloods network test starts next week. So check to see if you got in, if you applied for it. My guess is you probably did. I wonder how many people have gotten rejected from network tests.
No one's posted about getting rejected yet. So
yeah, so
I'm wondering if anyone actually did.
That would be funny to see because I don't know if it's ever really happened, but
I'd love to see just a rejection letter for a fucking open beta.
Right.
That would just be such a funny.
It's not open if you have to apply for it.
Well, a semi-public beta.
Sure. Thing. So yeah. But yeah, I believe that starts the 18th. There's a few of us in the SuperPod Discord who are trying to organize a time where we can all get together and mess around with it. So if you listening are part of that and want to be in, hit the looking for party channel in the Discord and we can figure it out. Let's see here. Have you ever played a game called, is it Knit? K-N-Y-T-T? I believe it's called Knit.
Let me see. Knit Underground?
No, just Knit.
Oh, they're the same developer.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, the Knit Underground is one of the sequels.
Gotcha. Well, the original game has been re-released on Steam or whatever, called Knit Classic, and it's free. So this game originally came out in 2006 by Swedish indie developer Niflas as a freeware game for PC. And it's finally gotten it got a paid PC and console release. The sequels Knit Underground did, but now the original game rebranded as Knit Classic, 20th anniversary edition, quality of life features, extra modes, all that good stuff, controller support, all that. Yeah, is now on Steam and it's completely free. So if you need another game to add to your never-ending Steam backlog, you now have one. Because why not? So there's that. I guess THQ Nordic did a showcase last week.
Was it on 8chan?
I hope not.
I'll never let that one go. When they did that MMA years ago.
So it was on Saturday the 8th of August. So I didn't even see it. I grabbed a glance of it later where it was just them basically showing off like, new stuff coming to like, the Gothic 1 remake, and it's a lot of stuff that we already know is coming, like Titan Quest 2 and Way of the Hunter 2 and things like that. They showed more of Eternal Life of Goldman. Please give me a fucking release date for that game, please. But then they followed it up saying, oh, we have like 12 games we're working on we haven't even announced yet, which I find funny that they would mention that, because I'm like, why wouldn't you just show them in this thing? Or at least
my theory there is not all of those are going to make it.
There's a good chance of that, sure. But like, yeah, they show, I guess they're doing Let's Sing is back. Do you remember those?
Kind of.
I guess they're back and they're doing a new one for ABBA. And I'm like, didn't they already have one for ABBA? But whatever.
Well, there was ABBA U-Star, I think, or I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
So many of those singing games back in the day.
Yeah, it's there's quite a lot of stuff that they showed. So
you really want to Dancing Queen, I guess. Yeah,
but nothing. I mean, I love ABBA, but like nothing that really caught my eye outside of just I want an Eternal Life of Goldman release date, please let me buy this game. Okay, so there was that. So last week there was a big old Ghost Recon 25th anniversary stream. I don't think it's still there anymore, but on like Ubisoft Connect on PC, you could claim Ghost Recon Future Soldier for free. They had that for like a week, so you might not be able to get it anymore. But the cool thing they did was for Ghost Recon Wildlands, they did a big free update for it called Last Rites, which it gives it like a new mission called Last Rites with like a whole new character and everything. And they actually they listened to everybody and made the game 4K 60. Because when I tried playing Wildlands a while ago, my big complaint was it ran in 30. I know I sound like Dre here, but it's one of those games I'm like, why? Like I'm playing this on series. Why can't I get it in 60? Well, they finally, put it in 4K and 60. Added that new mission, a bunch of new content, and some like cosmetics and stuff that I think they had like paywall before. They just have now made a bunch of them free now, which is really cool. And they even brought the Predator mission back. So I guess they had like a mission where you were getting like stalked by the Predator and you had to fight him or whatever in Wildlands. For some reason, I thought that was in Breakpoint, but I guess I was here. But they've brought it back now, so you can go do that mission for those who missed it at the time. My guess is they probably dropped it because of rights reasons, because it was around for like 3 years. So the fact that they actually went out of their way to bring it back is pretty cool, I'd say. So, and yeah, all this like new updates to Wildlands are free. So it's worth playing. And Ghost Recon Wildlands is a really good game. I do recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It reminds me of like Mercenaries Playground of Destruction, because it's just this big open world where the goal is to like, you're trying to get to like the head of like a cartel, and you just like one associate at a time. Like you get to one section of the map, you take it over, and then you just kind of keep going until you eventually reach the end. So
it's like back in the day when like the concept of like a big open space was still kind of like new.
Well, it came out in 2017, so it was the same year as Breath of the Wild. So,
okay, so when it was still,
I call it Breath of the Wild with guns.
Yeah, it's kind of that early like when like the open world craze before it became tired and overdone.
Yeah, it was like right at the peak of the open world craze, because I feel like when we hit the Switch generation, it started to go down. And also the game is you have a 3-person squad with you, which you can turn that into like just friends of yours. So you can play it co-op if you want. It's kind of drop in, drop out as well. But unfortunately, it's not cross-play. Otherwise, I probably would have played it with some people by now. But yeah, and last time I checked, also Wildlands was like dirt cheap. It's like $4 or something. So for $4, you cannot go wrong with this game. It's really, really good. And then also in that they launched something called an insider program for players to help with closed tests on the next game. So they like kind of announced the next, or that they're working on the next Ghost Recon, but they didn't really give any details. They're just like, oh, if you want to be our QA team, sign up and you can be our QA team. That's what it came off as, really. I probably will not be signing up for that. I think I'm okay.
It's like, we can't afford a QA team. Please do it for free.
That's kind of what it feels like. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I recommend Wildlands. That's a fun game to play. So give it a shot, kiddos. But speaking of Zelda, they unveiled a lot of more of the cast of the movie. And apparently, recently deceased actor Sam Neill is going to be in the movie.
I saw that.
Yeah, so they didn't say like what role he plays in the film or anything like that, but I guess he had done, maybe he did all of his scenes already or whatever, but they are going to keep his role in the film. So it will be like a posthumous kind of thing, which is not uncommon. It happens actually more often than you'd think. So I'll be curious to see who he is. I'm trying to think who Sam Neill would even be in a Zelda movie.
That movie, I'm like very skeptical on. Like,
that's fair.
I mean, I'm not a Zelda guy in general, so like I'm not super inclined to see it personally. But if I hear good things, I'll probably check it out. It's kind of one of those like that's going to be a touch and go kind of movie.
I probably won't see it because I'm really not that interested.
I'm honestly more interested in the Street Fighter movie because I saw the trailer and it looks stupid as fuck, and I kind of want to see it.
Well, you have fun with that. I'll probably skip that as well.
I'm sure me and Alex will do a GNC if we do end up seeing it. Because even Alex was like, I kind of want to see it because it looks terrible.
It does look terrible.
It looks terrible in that so bad it's good kind of way, though.
For sure. Let's see. Oh, we have a little bit of slew of more GTA 6 stuff. I know. The first thing is later this month, on the 27th of August, GTA 6 is finally getting what they're calling an extended look. So I assume this is gameplay. We'll see, right?
Or it's an announcement that they're converting it to a subscription service. Just as one final
that would be
middle
hilarious.
Finger.
So this is, for some reason, this part I don't understand. So this extended look at GTA 6, we're hearing it's going to be between 20 and 30 minutes, is going to premiere on Netflix at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, whatever, right? But also that same day, it will come out on the Rockstar Games YouTube channel 6 hours later. Why?
How much do you want to bet Netflix signed a deal with them? Like there's some sort of like backdoor deal because Netflix knows there are some GTA fucking psychos who will start a subscription just to see it early.
Oh yeah, that's exactly like Netflix probably paid Take-Two way too much money to try to get like an early exclusive at this, But like Take Two's like, look, we're not gonna hold this for like a week or whatever. Like this is just gonna be for a few hours. But they're expecting that there's gonna be enough freaks who will sign up for the free trial or like the 2-week trial or whatever, just to see that.
Restart their subscriptions, and I honestly, it might actually work.
I'm fine with waiting.
Yeah, I am too. Well, I mean, I already haven't. I don't give a shit about GTA 6 anymore at this point, and I already have a Netflix subscription. But at the same time, it's like I can see this working and becoming a thing.
See, that's what I'm worried about. Is if this potentially is setting a precedent where
the
it's
thing
like,
is though,
where
GTA
it's
is like the only series that this could work with. Theoretically.
Yeah, like GTA can get away with this, but if like
maybe Pokemon.
But yeah, maybe I doubt that. But like, say like the next Call of Duty or some other shit is like, oh, we're getting a sneak peek on like Paramount Plus or whatever. I don't think anybody's gonna give a shit.
Well, no,
they're just gonna wait till
ass. Anyway,
it's got all the Star Treks. That's why I stay on. But like that wouldn't work. You know, like GTA is gonna get away with it because it's GTA. And people are fucking sickos about it. So, you know, it's just so silly. But of course, you know as well as I do, the moment that thing appears on Netflix, the Take-Two copyright strikes on YouTube are going to go fucking haywire for 6 hours. Because people are just going to be posting it immediately, just trying to throw it out there. And I'm going to see if I can catch one of the pirated YouTube streams before the real one. I'm gonna try. Because you know there's going to be tons of them. And they're going to get taken down like clockwork. It'll be entertaining. Those 6 hours will be fun. And then when it finally gets posted to YouTube, everyone will stop caring.
Yeah. And then they'll just watch it there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see how it looks from a gameplay perspective. You know, like this is the first major game in the Rage engine since Red Dead 2, which was in 2018. So I'm curious to see what improvements I think it's a good game engine. So
it is.
To see what kind of improvements they have on the engine. Like I'm curious to what the UI looks like and all that other stuff. You know, I'm actually interested in this game. You know, unlike some people in our ecosystem who are like pretending not to care for clout. When I'm like, I'm sure you do.
I thought you were pointing at me.
No, I'm not pointing at you. I'm not pointing at you. I think some people in this group are saying they don't care. I think they actually do.
Yeah.
Again, people are just trying to be cool contrarians when it's like, no, just admit you're excited for it. It's okay. I am. I think it looks cool, but I'm not paying the price for it. So I'll just wait. I'm okay with waiting. But speaking of that, according to the Take-Two CEO, get this shit. Speaking of how sicko people are, the $100 Ultimate Edition is selling more pre-orders than the $80 Standard Edition. And according to them,
this industry is fucked.
Well, according to them, they've made already a couple $1 million on pre-orders alone.
Of course they have.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and of course people went for the $100 Ultimate Edition because, you know, they saw the stuff that was in it and probably freaked out, thinking like, oh, you know, this isn't going to be in the standard game, or, you know, they're like, people are like, they're going to lock out actual chunks of the game in this issue. I'm like, no, they're not. This is just stuff that doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, right? They've just convinced people that this is what they think they need, and it worked. And it worked.
The brain rot is real. Like the brain rot in this industry is real.
I mean, it is what it is, man. It feels like all of the real crazy decisions, like between GTA 5 and 6 that have happened, all the stuff, like this is building up to that. And then GTA 6 is going to try to set like a new precedent. And then a lot of companies are going to try to follow that. And I think they're going to realize people are going to be like, no, we gave a pass because GTA comes around less than Halley's Comet at this point. So we gave it a pass. But like you yearly franchise, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
So, because that also they Take-Two in that whole thing with the CEO, they also project that their fiscal year earnings for next year will exceed $8 billion. That's what they're predicting.
And they're probably going to be right.
Well, because last year they only made, or their net bookings for the last quarter were 1.39 billion. But that's when the pre-orders became available, and they expect their total net bookings for fiscal year 27 to exceed 8 billion, largely thanks to the launch of GTA. The net bookings for this year are 6.7 billion. So yeah, but yeah, they're right. It's gonna make a shit ton of money. They're gonna go fucking nuts with it.
Yeah, I hate this. I hate what gaming's becoming.
I mean, like, what would you prefer? You're like like the Tales series doing this? Would that make you feel better?
No, I'm just. The more and more this stuff happens, the more I'm just kind of like, just being a full-time retro gamer sounds nice, and I'll just do that for now on.
I mean, even arguably that's more expensive.
True. Well, emulation.
It depends on how you do it. I mean, even then, computers are getting crazy pricey.
True. I mean,
you're better off just sticking with what you have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a more privileged individual who has a giant collection of video games, so I can make claims like that.
Sure,
not everyone can.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, but it's rough out there, but it is what it is. It's GTA. We all knew this was going to happen. It's not like any of this is surprising. And the thing is, when it comes out in November, that thing's going to sell like gangbusters.
Oh, yeah.
We all know it. Its Metacritic's going to be like a 98. Just you look and watch. It's going to be in the 90s. Because I think it was like Fine Time were saying, oh, it'll be like in the 80s. I'm like, no, bro. Every GTA since like 3, Metacritic is in the 90s. Like the mid 90s. Okay. It's going to be there. I wouldn't be so like GTA 5, I think is sitting at like a 96. Don't be surprised if 6 comes in at like the same or maybe like a 94. Don't be surprised.
I'm expecting like mid 90s.
That's exactly what I'm expecting. So my fantasy critic might get because I'm in the lead right now. I've been enjoying a comfy lead and I might lose it to GTA 6, but it is what it is. Last thing. Well, not the last thing, the second to last thing. Speaking of you, Bill, in a recent interview with I believe it's the producer of Persona 4 Revival.
So this is what I was thinking. Yep.
Kazushi Iwata.
It's the series producer of the series now, I believe.
Okay, yes. He was doing an interview about Persona 4 Revival, and somebody asked him, like, "Hey, are you ever going to do a remake of Persona 1 or 2?" And he just said, "At this point, I can't say for sure, but personally, I think it's something we should definitely do. I think we have to do it."
Which the pessimist in me is translation for, that'd be nice, but I doubt it.
I mean, if he's the series producer, I'm sure he could get that off the ground.
At any rate, just fucking port them. Give us the PSP ports, like that'll.
I mean, let's be real. If Persona 1 and 2 got remakes in the style of Persona 3 Reload and Persona 4 Revival, you'd probably like them.
2 maybe. 1 is such a weird fucking game. I don't think.
Yeah, but I feel like those games deserve like a proper modern day treatment.
2,
especially when think about it like this. There are people for this new Persona 4 remake that's coming out are saying finally a version that doesn't look like ass. And that makes me want to fucking strangle them, but it's an unfortunate reality. So there's no way those people are going to play ports of 1 and 2.
Well,
those 1 and 2 deserve a bigger audience than they have, and the only way to do it is to give it like the Persona 3 Reload treatment. And I think they would be cool as shit.
They would be. The only problem is the people who make those claims, they would play 1 and 2 and hate them for completely different reasons, because those games are very Atlas. Like, very Atlas.
I've not played 2, but I've put some time into 1, and I like 1. I think 1's really cool.
1's a good game. It's jank as fuck, but it is a good game.
Yeah, jank, but fun.
Like,
and it has the best song. And it has the best song in the entire series.
And you've played the PSP version, which fixes a lot of the jank.
Yes. And as I said, it has the best song in the entire series, School Days.
It is. The PS1 original. Whoa, that game is.
It's like Dragon Quest 7. Don't bother.
Well, you kind of want to just to see that translation because it is.
I mean, if you're
amazing.
a hardcore super fan, you should. But most people, I would say, just don't bother.
No,
don't waste your time.
If you desperately want to experience that, find a PlayStation Classic for like nothing because it's on there.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to play it, you can play the PSP version on your hacked Vita, or the PSP emulation is very good these days.
Persona 2,
because the original does not have school days. The remake does, so it's automatically better.
Yeah, Persona
do.
Persona 2, on the other hand, that game is kind of the point where you see like the transition is starting, but it's still kind of that straddling the line of like old school Atlas, like Shin Megami Tensei and modern Persona, because that was the first Atlas RPG to be like a third-person game, not a first-person one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and it has a lot of aspects that Persona 4 would later use, particularly the shadows and stuff. Like there is a lot of Persona 4 and 2. That's probably why I like 2.
Yeah. They were like for like Persona in a lot of ways is like GTA. It doesn't properly kick off till the third entry, despite love people have for the original 2, and they should be included in the conversation. The third entry is when people start to actually take notice.
It's like that Fallout. It's a bunch of series.
Fallout. Yeah, Fallout's that as well. So
The Witcher, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, well, I think the difference I think with Witcher 3 is that was the first one on consoles properly. Like Witcher 1 was going to have a console port, but it didn't happen. Witcher 2 has one, but it's jank as fuck. Don't play it. It came out on 360 and it's kind of sucks on there. Yeah. But Witcher 3 was like properly made for consoles, so I think that's what gave it the edge.
Yeah,
in that way, and also by the time that game came out, Western RPGs had their renaissance, so people were ready for it.
I'm actually the only reason I'd be skeptical on a Persona 2 remake right now is because there's one very key thing about Persona 2 that would make it kind of in the social climate right now. There's an aspect of Persona 2 which I'm not sure how that would go over right now.
I mean, people still whine about kanji in 4.
That's different though. This is Persona 2 has straight up Hitler, and it's like, and it is hilarious.
I mean, I could play Wolfenstein just fine.
Well, I love the censorship they did in the PSP remake because they just gave him shades and called him the Führer.
Just do that.
It was so funny.
Just do that. That sounds funny.
It's just Hitler with shades, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
That sounds awesome.
Oh, it's funny.
Who's complaining about? I think people would like this.
I don't know. People complain about a lot of things these days.
I mean, yeah, but like that doesn't seem like the worst thing.
No, it's not. It's one of those things where I'm always like I'll never forget when me and Alex did our first Persona like episode of GNC. I'll never forget her like talking about, and she'll be like, she's like looking up Persona 2, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to explain. All of a sudden, I just hear Alex go, "Why is Hitler here?" And I'm just like,
"Wwhy wouldn't he be?"
I'm like,
it's about demons, right?
It's not actually Hitler. It's the embodiment of evil, using him as their little disguise, sort of.
The fact that could be seen as controversial these days, I think, is a disgrace.
Yeah,
just my opinion.
It's also Japan, and
they have a more complicated relationship with him than we do.
Yeah,
well, that's debatable because we brought a lot of Nazis over here, and
all I remember is it was the reason why Innocent Sin didn't come out over here originally. I know that was the big part of it. There's a lot of shit.
Gotcha.
Either way, I'd have to relook it up because it's been forever.
All right. Well, the last thing we have is 3DO related.
I have one other news story for after this, but
okay, so I'll do mine. So I was just browsing the 3DO subreddit as you do. Shout out to anybody listening to this that discovered us through the Reddit. Thank you. But I just happened to see this. Some dude is working on something called the 3DO Decomp Project. So, we've been having those decompilations of like N64 games and things like that. Well, this one guy, Trap Exit, not our exit, a different exit, has posted that he is in the middle of working on it. So actually, I'll read his Reddit post. It's fairly short. It says, I've kicked off a project to decomp and release any and all 3DO retail releases. All code generated will be buildable for and run on the original hardware. It'll all be released under the GPL license, allowing for people to port to other platforms. You can read more about the project from the Patreon post. So he links his Patreon, where he has a whole spiel on here about why he wants to do this and all this other stuff. He also has a Twitch stream where he's like streaming working on it, and he even has a YouTube channel at Trap Exit where he's made a couple videos talking about some of the work, definitely more in like the hardcore coding side, where it's like, oh, like this function does this and that and all that. So if any of that interests you, go check it out. In fact, Bill, I'll probably send you the Reddit link, which has everything in it, so we can put it in the show notes. So if people are interested, they can go check it out. And yeah, it looks really neat. I commented on his channel, and I said to him, hey, if he wants to come on and chat about it, he's more than welcome to. We'll give him that platform if he desires. And also probably when this starts slowly rolling out, we can probably look at these games again. Because he's showed off like Road Rash, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, and Return Fire are like the three main games he's working on at the moment.
I love that.
So when those get fully decompiled, we'll probably do an episode in the future where we cover those three.
Nice.
At least I think we should.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out Mr. Trap Exit.
Nice. So there was another news thing that like literally just dropped. I saw it over in the well, it's technically a rumor, so I should specify.
Okay.
This was dropped over in our friends over at the Friday Night Gamecast Discord. Apparently, the rumor going on is that Pokemon Winds and Waves will be directed by Hiroyuki Tani, the director of the Sword and Shield DLC, and Katsuhiko, Ichiraku, the director of the Scarlet and Violet DLC. This would mean after 10 years, the era of Shigeru Omori as the director of New Generation Pokemon is over.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
People seem to think it's good. I'm a skeptic who thinks nothing's going to change personally, but apparently most people equate a lot of the bad that modern Pokemon has had to this guy. So we'll see. I mean, getting younger blood into these like things is always good.
So he's been involved in the Pokemon series since Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay.
But yeah, as you said, he wasn't proper director until, funnily enough, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That's when he took over properly, and then has basically been the director or even a producer on all major Pokemon games since then. So yeah, so if 2014 was when, he's even credited as planning director on X and Y. So. And I think X and Y, was that the change? Was that when people started to sour on Pokemon?
Depends on who you ask. A lot of people, it was Sword and Shield. Or Sun and Moon, actually. Sun and Moon was a big turning off point.
Yeah, see, we try to find these dates, but then the kids who grew up with that eventually get older and say, oh, this game was actually great. Everybody's fucking stupid. And so they just keep moving the goalpost.
See, the reason
until in like 20 years, everyone's going to talk about Scarlet and Violet was fucking amazing.
Yeah. See, with X and Y, like, I remember really liking it when it first came out. But then when me and Alex did our revisit of it, I was playing it again. I'm like, this game's not as good as I remembered, like, at all. Very first 3D entry, or first proper 3D entry, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But hey, you never know. I mean, it could be good, or it's just more of the same shit. Yeah.
I will say I did drop Beast of Reincarnation, not because the game is bad, but I was just getting kind of bored.
That's honestly, like, I think a boring game's worse than a bad game sometimes.
Yeah, like here, let's see how much time I put into this guy, and also, me being me, I just hop around everything like an idiot. Just waiting on my app to load. It's being slow. Come on. I think I had put like maybe 8-9 hours into it. Like I'd beaten the first main section and then moved on to the next one and was in the middle of it. Yeah. Well, according to this, 7 hours and 39 minutes. So not long, but I was just like, it wasn't hooking me, I guess.
That was a full game back like in the PS2 era.
Yeah, it just wasn't debatable. It just wasn't hooking me, I guess. So I put it down. So oh well, but I mean that happens to all of us, you know. Yeah. There are many games I've been like, all right, I'm gonna play it this time, and then I put some hours into it and I go, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
So oh well. But yep, that be the news.
We did get Nintendo Music finally, like some actually significant Nintendo music.
Was it all the Virtual Boy stuff?
Not all, but they dropped a good amount of Virtual Boy.
Because that was last week, wasn't it? When all the Virtual Boy stuff hit.
It dropped the day after we recorded.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, we got Mario Tennis, Teleraboxer, Galactic Pinball, Mario Clash, and Virtual Boy Wario Land. Which, I don't know, I never really thought about the music while I was playing it.
Well, because you didn't usually play it long enough to enjoy it.
I mean, I played a decent amount of Virtual Boy Wario Land. Didn't beat it, though. But I will. One of these days, I'll sit down and beat that game proper. But it's hard to sit there and sort of like, deal with the red. Yeah, but because they have all the different filters now. I find that crazy. They put all that effort into like putting in all these various filters and even like colorizing the games and doing all this shit, but they still do not give you an option to play it without the fucking attachment. Because eventually I feel like they're gonna do that. They're just gonna be like, fine, you can play it on the TV.
They wanna get as many of those things sold as possible, and then
then they'll open it up.
It's literally gonna be once the sales for that completely dry up and like they like basically stagnate, then they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, and then everyone will start playing Virtual Boy.
Or they'll be like, I could play that now, but I won't. And they just
everyone will play the Wario Land game because that's the one everyone hears is good, and it is.
They'll play Wario Land.
I think it was I played and beat the first boss. That's as far as I got.
It's very good. It's kind of crazy because it's like it really is the sequel to the first one because it still has the vibes of the first Wario Land.
Oh yeah. It's a really solid platformer, like all things considered. Like, I mean, it has some like neat 3D gimmicky stuff in it, but it's not really. It's a game that you could play it 2D and be fine, and that's that's the problem with virtually no pun intended, virtually the entire Virtual Boy library is playing it in like 2D mode is like the same experience. Like very few games actually utilize the 3D.
To a degree, I will say one thing because I did mess around with the Switch thing because I had a friend who had the actual plastic, like the fake one. I did mess around with it a bit, and I will say it's not the same experience as an actual Virtual Boy. Like an actual Virtual Boy is like an experience.
Well, it's probably as close as they could get with the tech that they have.
Yeah.
Without just making a new Virtual Boy.
Yeah, pretty much. It was kind of a case of like, it's close, but like, there's just something about actually playing a Virtual Boy where you're like, this is weird. Like, it's it's not bad, but it's also not really good.
Now, have you played the 3DS Virtual Boy emulator?
I have not.
Okay. Because I feel like comparing them would be interesting. Because that emulator does make use of the 3DS's 3D capabilities. So it does give you that Virtual Boy experience without the glasses. And honestly, it's actually a lot better on your eyes because you're not staring at it the whole time in this like locked chamber,
True.
So in a way, it is kind of a better experience.
Although I think studies did come out that red light is actually not bad for your eyes at all. It actually can be beneficial.
It's blue light.
Yeah, blue light is
what's bad for you. Yeah,
because I think studies have actually come out that apparently like all the warning labels on the Virtual Boy were because they jumped the gun because the tests weren't back in yet. Because apparently when they actually got the tests, like the studies, they apparently found out that like it's actually not bad for your eyes. It's actually, if anything, good for your eyes.
I mean, I can't imagine staring at black and red for like hours at a time wouldn't cause some form. I mean, it gave me eye strain.
Well, a lot of it is you had to have it set perfectly.
Yeah,
and getting that setting is like the finickiest.
Oh God,
possible.
yes. Even this new one where it has like the settings and like better screens and everything, it still felt like a pain in the ass to set up properly.
Yeah.
You know, but also when I was last time I like properly played it was when I had my old glasses prescription. Now I have my new one, which is better. And I'm sure if I tried to set it up now, it would be better because, you know, because also, yeah, if you're a glasses wearer, I imagine the Virtual Boy is probably more of a finicky experience.
I'd honestly have to try it. It's been forever since I pulled that thing out.
Well, one of these days we'll do a 3DO on Virtual Boy Wario Land.
Yeah. Or the series.
Might as well, right? Yeah. I mean, it'd give me an excuse to play Wario Land 4 again.
I'd love to play 3 again.
Right.
And 4. Honestly, all of them. It's weird that 1 is kind of like the weakest one, and 1 is a phenomenal game as well.
They're all funky beat. Well, we could play the Wii one. Shake
It, yeah, that game.
Which people either don't know is a thing, or they're like, yeah, I never played that. Because that came out late, I think, in the Wii's life.
I don't know what's more obscure, that or like the...
when did Wario Land Shake It come out? That was...
08, I think.
Oh, wait, yeah, so it wasn't late at all.
It was like right in the middle, but like it was a 2D game on before like the 2D revival really started, and no one paid attention.
Yeah, and it was done by Goodfeel, the people who did Epic Yarn.
Well, actually, I mean, it's a good game. It's just no one gave a shit.
And those people went on to do Woolly World, Crafted World, Mysterious Book. They did Princess Peach Showtime. So they're just kind of like a Nintendo studio. Goodfeel.
Because the only other game that's like somehow more obscure is that one on DS.
Oh, Master of Disguise. That game's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good at
bad. Yeah, don't play that game. It's pretty bad.
Unless you get it for really cheap and you're curious. Don't pay a lot of money for it, though.
Yeah. Again, mod your 3DS so you can play all these games. No problem. There you go. Done. Or buy that like fucking expensive thing that emulates 3DS games or DS games or whatever it is. I don't remember what it's called. Who cares? But anyway, this ain't no Nintendo podcast. We got to talk about the 3DO finally. So today our game is Iron Angel of the Apocalypse.
That is a prog metal album title somewhere.
Right. Developed by Synergy Inc. and published by Panasonic for the 3DO.
Only in Japan, believe it or not.
Yes, but
Synergy had to publish it themselves over here for some reason.
Usually it's reversed. That in Japan, like say like FromSoft or Square, they publish their games in Japan, but need a third party for international distribution.
Oh, okay. So apparently Panasonic was going to originally publish it, but then they decided not to due to possible copyright infringement. So Synergy did it themselves, retitling the game.
I mean, I'm not really sure what copyright infringement they're implying.
I don't know. It was probably Panasonic was looking for an excuse.
Maybe they were afraid that like, what's his name? Fuck. The guy who directed Blade Runner.
Maybe. Because the game is known as...
What the fuck is his name? He also did Alien. Gladiator. He's a piece of shit. What's his name?
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott. Thank you. Yeah, maybe they're worried about Ridley Scott coming after them.
Does Ridley Scott even know what a 3DO is?
I bet you he does. He strikes me as the type. But anyways, yeah, Synergy is I think what...
so you know it's a great sign.
Was a Japanese game developer.
You know it's a great sign when it says defunct unknown.
Yeah, we're not sure.
They're apparently close, but nobody knows when.
Yeah, so apparently they were known for making a bunch of point-and-click adventure games, and Alice, an interactive museum. It's probably based on Alice in Wonderland.
L-Zone. Most people on the internet.
Gadget invention, travel, and adventure. That sounds cool, actually. Yeah, so just a bunch of like yeah, like kind of random weird stuff, point and click stuff, pre-rendered 3D graphics. So my guess is Iron Angel of the Apocalypse, which is a first-person shooter, is probably the most ambitious thing they ever made.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, and so it's a first-person shooter where the plot, the premise is are we a dude in a suit of robot armor, or are we just a robot?
That opening cinematic confused the fuck out of me.
It's kind of good though.
It looks great.
Like it's moody. Again, it's very Blade Runner. It's moody. It's setting up this atmosphere. There's Japanese narration. There's like a Japanese guy talking as well.
The game is weirdly unsettling.
They couldn't afford a dub, so they just threw some subs in there, which, whatever. I'll give it a pass. And yeah, it's this guy. What the fuck is his name? Tetsujin, I believe, is the guy like on the screen.
That's the name of the game in Japan.
Yeah, and it's almost like a Big Brother type thing where he's talking to you. Again, I think you're a robot, like not a dude in a suit of robot armor. I think you are a robot. Like he's trying to create like a killing machine, and there's like a screen where he's like talking to you about how you're gonna like help him or whatever. But he's like, but I need you to come to the top of the building so we can like get this started for real, dude, or whatever, right?
So the only thing I'm not sure. So according to the Wikipedia synopsis, in a tower rising high above a desolate city, a mad genius scientist pursues his experiments. His mission to create the ultimate killing machine and purge the world. The means of achieving this wild ambition will soon be set in motion. All that remains is the last piece of equipment for Tetsujin, and you, in parentheses, which is the player, have been chosen.
Yeah. And so
I don't know what that means. I can't tell if that means you're in a robot suit or you're a robot. It's very unclear.
So according to Moby Games, here, the player controls Tetsujin, a cybernetic being created by a scientist who intends to use him as the ultimate weapon. The scientist's plan is to purge humanity and place his new creation at the center of that destruction, which, makes sense, right? So you are Tetsujin. And yeah, this guy, the mad scientist, basically, who again is like real moody. The guy who's doing the performance does a really good job.
The vibe of this game,
because I was sitting here like jaw open, being like, "What the fuck kind of setup? This is like well done."
So
it doesn't feel cheap or half-assed either.
What's funny about this? So this game is unsettling in like such a weird way. Like it's weird. It's actually it kind of threw me off because
it's not a horror game.
No, it's not. But it's like it's actually perfect for like an apocalyptic, like desolate setting because it like literally you're like, I feel uncomfy playing this game. Like it is odd. But I had this weird thought when I was going through, like, so we've played a bunch of first-person shooters on 3DO.
Oh, we have.
And not counting, say, like Doom. I mean, Doom doesn't count. That's barely a game. Wolfenstein, like, obviously not counting the games that were already games before 3DO. When you think 3DO in like the 90s, you think like that edgy shit. But most like 3DO FPSs we've played at this point have either been like goofy or just kind of lame. Or we had like maybe like I guess Escape from Monster Manor is like the only really.
I mean that's it. I mean it's goofy because it's like ghouls and ghosts and all that, but it's a very well made game.
That one's well done. I was thinking more like something like PO'd or like Cyberdillo.
Oh yeah.
Just like these games are just bizarre. Like we haven't done Killing Time yet, so I'm not including that one. In my
we'll thing here. Stay tuned, kids. We'll get there eventually.
But I was like, this is like the first one we've played that I've actually been like, this game's edgy, like in like that 90s way.
It feels like it doesn't come off as like cheesy or corny either. It just feels well done. I don't know if that's just like maybe it's like the Japanese edge to it that maybe it probably has a bit of an Akira influence on it.
Oh yeah.
Which I feel like isn't blatant. It's a if you know type of deal.
Well, Akira inspired a lot of shit. So.
I mean, yeah, but like even in like 94, like Akira wasn't like over here like huge. Like people knew, but it wasn't like, nowadays Akira's like, what you should, if you're getting into anime, you need to watch that at some point, right?
Everybody knows that motorcycle scene because it's been redone in fucking thousands of different animations.
Yes. But by this time, it was still fairly new. So I think that's what gives this kind of a fresh edge to it, But then the issue is you start playing the game.
The game itself is pretty much exactly what you'd expect.
See, my first thought was Doom clone, but it's really not. It's more like a Wolfenstein. Yeah, because Wolfenstein is very flat mazes. And this is like, flat mazes where you kind of roam around, you shoot like vacuum cleaners and like weird evil walker things. And you'll collect shields and, you'll find guns. Like you get a revolver, like your first gun. It's like, was it like Red Heat or something like that? And you're just shooting things, kind of roaming around, and what I found was like the controls are not great in that like you can move up, you can move forward, back, you can turn left and right, and L and R strafe, but when it came to like the D-pad movement, you could only do one at a time. So if I wanted to move forward and turn, I couldn't. I had to move forward, stop, turn, and then keep going.
It's got tank controls.
Yes, what's funny was, when I was playing this with Junior, because Junior was here when I was playing it, he's like, this is tank controls, Dad. And I'm like, yes, son, you're right. I've taught him well. I've taught him well. He would only know tank controls from me. So it's
like legit tank controls too, not like a lot of later tanky games are kind of like you can still kind of like move.
But when it could be just me, but when it's a first person game, I don't mind the tank controls as much.
Yeah, well, especially if you can strafe, because that does help with a lot of
Yeah, but it's not like the enemies are incredibly hard or anything. Like the game is very kind of self-explanatory. You're just you're trying to get to the top floor of this building, which apparently is 30 floors. Which is crazy.
I only made it like 10. I was like,
I got to like 12. Because I will say, like, once I got used to the controls and I started playing it, I was having fun with it.
It's not bad.
Like the gameplay is fairly simple and straightforward. Like it's not trying to be something that it's not. It lures you in with like a really nice intro. And then once you start playing the game, you're like, oh, this is just kind of your standard, like early first person shooter type thing where you're just kind of roaming around, these like corridors and sort of big areas, and you'll occasionally find an enemy, and sometimes you struggle to shoot him because he's not like in your crosshair enough.
Yeah.
But you take care of them, and then you move on to the next floor. And what I thought was hilarious the first time was when I moved from the first floor to the second floor, it was instantaneous. There was no load screen. There was no like animation or anything. You just push to go to 2, and it's like, all right, we're in 2 now. And I was like, didn't expect that. Such a quick load time for this game.
To be fair, there's not a lot to load because the environments are pretty samey.
Yeah, but also, well, they change as you go. Like it feels like the game is kind of sectioned, where it's like these floors are like one section and these floors, kind of a thing. But the performance was so laggy in certain spots where and it's moving fine, and then you'll like turn a corner or something and it just fucking just grinds to a halt.
It reminded me a lot of Sonic Unleashed, where like there'll be moments where like you're like, this is fucking great, and then you fucking get to like a tree, and the leaves on the tree, the game's like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just crazy, but it didn't affect like the game or anything in terms of like me not being able to like, blow up an enemy or anything like that. It was still fairly okay. And you just keep moving along, doing your thing. And as I'm playing the game, I'm like, is this it? It's fine, but it's kind of whatever.
It overstays its welcome a bit at times.
For 30 levels, and I for 12 floors, I played it for quite a while, but I think because I got to a boss. It was like, floor 10 or 8 or something like that. where it was the tank where you have to like go to the sides or the back to shoot it, because you run into basically C3PO.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, dude, you can't go up there and do the bidding of this mad scientist guy. You need to get up there and stop him. Yep. Basically saying you need to do this. And it's like, I guess you just go with it. I think. I don't know. It doesn't really, your character doesn't speak or anything. And there's no real confirmation that like, it's just like, okay, I guess we're on his side now. You know, which is, it's so dumb. The other games have done that. Like there was it was one of the Call of Duty, I think it was Advanced Warfare, where you are made aware of like a conspiracy going on, and your like squad is kind of like torn on which side to go on. But the game just assumes you're on the side of like the conspiracy is real. And I got mad. I'm like, what? I don't get a choice. I just have to assume that this is, and my character talked like he was Troy fucking Baker. You could have had a cutscene where, you know, he's like maybe where he gets convinced that it's real and you roll with it, but no, they don't bother, you know. But that game is like 20 years older than this one, so in both cases it's stupid.
Yeah,
you know. So, but you fight that tank, which honestly was kind of shockingly easy. And then
this whole game is kind of easy.
And then you move to the next like section of floors, which is like, I don't know, it's like Pac-Man or something. Like there's all these like blinking lights and everything going on. And then you find the turbo booster thing, which allows you to move at a faster speed, of course, and you can move over like conveyor belts that are going in the opposite direction.
The frame rate that was already struggling.
It's struggling even more.
It did not like that thing at all.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And then I got to the second boss where C3PO was like, oh, you need to like move around to make sure that, you know, he doesn't kill you or whatever. And basically that's where the game wants you to like strafe and all that stuff. But really the lack of solid control really hurts. And I died. I think after I died like 2 or 3 times, I was like, okay, I think I've had enough.
Yeah. I was getting to the point where the yawns were coming in. I'm like, yeah, it's probably the time to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this game is it's weird because like it starts out with that opening and I'm like, damn, this game is going somewhere, and then I'm like, oh, it's a first person shooter, all right. Which was funny because at first I was literally like, damn, this thing's got pretty smooth moving forward. I'm like, this might actually be fun. Then I tried to turn and I was like, oh.
Like again, the game has character, it has personality, it has something, right? But I feel like it is let down by just kind of its rather generic gameplay and by the numbers level design.
That was the thing that hurt it the most for me, because it really, starting this up, I'm like, oh my god, are we getting another Siberia of like this game is going to be batshit?
Like a game that might actually be like really neat.
Yeah, like neat, and like I want to know what happens because it's so fucking insane. And then you start playing, you're like, oh, it kind of, the fun kind of stops, and you just play an okay first person shooter.
I mean, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Like for Doom style, like, well, I guess Wolfenstein style FPSs, I definitely would play Monster Manor over this. I mean, I'd probably play BioFury over this.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's just a shame because it feels like they set up like a really cool premise for a game, and then they got to the game and were like, oh, we need to actually like follow up on this, and then they never really do.
Yeah, because like I was thinking of another game that like had a really cool premise and kind of mediocre gameplay. And the one that came to me was like Quarantine, but like Quarantine had enough interesting ideas that it was like different enough that it kind of kept me engaged. This one, the ideas are fun, but like the game itself, just it only can hold your interest for so long.
Yeah. This one I think is like a shame, you know, because I was really invested when it came in, and I was like, oh, is this going to be kind of cool? And then I start playing it, And then just as time goes on, I'm like, this isn't much better than those like first person segments in the SNES Jurassic Park game.
Or the 3DO Jurassic Park game, now that I think about it.
It's better than that, I'd say.
Yeah, I get jump scared by a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, so I don't know. This one was I found it disappointing, even though even though it's compared to some of the other games we play on this show, it's not a bad game. I don't have any vitriol for it. It's just like 30 levels is way too long, especially like the pacing of this game and sort of like the lack of like decent like ambiance and like decent enemy variety. I mean, the enemy variety does change as you go on, but I don't know. I just feel like you could have cut this down from like 30 floors that are all kind of samey. I don't know, maybe trim this in half to like 15 floors, where it's like maybe, I don't know, every like 3 to 5 floors you have to fight a boss and go to the next section as opposed to like 8.
Yeah.
Like just take the good ideas, because some of the levels have good ideas in spots, like there's one where it's like this constant maze, or one where there's like an open area with conveyor belts, like just, I don't know, like jam a lot of that stuff together and you probably have like a half decent like 3-4 hour game in here.
There's a good game here. It's
absolutely
just, it's not
it's
cooked.
Something
they didn't cook enough, essentially.
Yeah, a little half-baked, unfortunately.
It's interesting looking at the reviews. They're very right down the middle from what I can tell. Like EGM gave it a 13 out of 40. Famitsu gave it a 21 out of 40. Game Informer a 5.5 out of 10. Game Fan a 236 out of 300. What the? Sure.
Why not? Sure.
Game Pro 12 out of 20. Next Generation 3 out of 5. 3DO Magazine 2 out of 5. Game Players 63. Generation 4 a 29%, and a Strana LGR, whatever that is, gave it a 3 out of 10.
A Russian magazine.
It's not in publication anymore.
No, of course not.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so it goes a long way towards leaving the trippy dreaminess from the Japanese version intact, and in some ways makes it creepier. I mean, I can't imagine the Japanese version of this game is that different.
No, I looked at images and it's basically identical, just minus the subtitles.
So
I think it's because that reviewer, this is before like we were indoctrinated with Japanese culture and like Japanese media.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, that still kind of exists now, where people just assume the Japanese version of something is better because it's Japanese.
True. Yeah, it's kind of. It is a weird, trippy, kind of unsettling game, but that's kind of what makes it appealing, even though the game itself is unfortunately kind of half-baked.
Yeah, it's another one that we've had in last, I don't know, however many, where it's like, man, I was hoping this would be better. But this game does have a sequel.
It has a sequel that I almost started playing by accident because I grabbed the wrong ROM file. When I saw the return pop up on screen, I was like, oh, okay, wrong one. Save this for later.
So we will cover the sequel sometime, and maybe it's better.
I will say the cover art is somehow worse, but also more amazing.
Yeah. The cover of the original game looks like a sci-fi novel I'd see at half-price books.
This looks like one of the Scientology novels.
Yeah, the Iron Angel, but the return, I don't know, with like, it looks like Buddha's in the background. I'm like, I'm a little more intrigued by the cover.
I love the little like pose that what's his name?
Tetsujin.
He's like, huzzah.
He's like, I made
it. I'm back.
Bitch.
Oh man.
Yeah. Again, neat idea. I just wish it was better.
Yeah, it's very. If I was gonna must play okay, stay away. I'm gonna say this was a disappointing okay.
Again, I think it's okay. It's worth a shot. At very least, go watch that intro and be like, that thing is really cool, right?
It goes on for so long. Like,
but it was so good and captivating. I didn't care.
The whole time,
shit.
I was like, it was up there with like, obviously like Siberia. It was up there with like the battle tanks opening, where I was like, the fuck are we doing here? Like, this is something.
Yeah, but I found myself enthralled by it. I just wish the game kind of would live up to that, but it doesn't quite live up to that.
Yeah, that's the big downside, unfortunately.
Yeah. So.
Like a lot of 3DO games, there's something here. It just didn't have enough time. This was also a very late 3DO game, which actually amazed me, the fact that the sequel even came out. Like, because the sequel came out the same year. Damn.
They I don't know, maybe they had it ready to go. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, no, okay, so never mind. It came out the following year. The Japanese version of the first game was 94. North America was 95, and then the sequel came out in 95. So it was probably in development when the first one came out over here, and they just kind of
Well, and also back then, game development had a much quicker turnaround.
Yeah, because they both run off the same engine.
Exactly. So we'll see in the future. We'll see if the sequel's any better. It could be worse too. You never know.
Honestly, might, because usually when it comes to 3DO sequels, they're either better or you're playing and you're like, damn, what happened?
Yeah. We shall see in the future.
Yeah. It was interesting to play a first-person shooter that didn't feel like a comedy, though, for once.
Yeah, that was nice. Play something that was actually like taking itself seriously, and it definitely comes off as serious.
I was gonna say, like, all the first-person shooters we've played on 3DO have been goofy as fuck. Like, we had PO, which is goofy. We had Virtuoso, Virtuous. That's goofy as fuck.
Very goofy, yes.
Cyberdillo is Cyberdillo.
But Virtuoso was a third-person shooter.
True, but it kind of it had the vibe of a first-person shooter at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like one of those third-person shooters that plays like a first-person shooter.
In a way, yeah. In a way.
Because I think I remember when we were playing, I was like, this is like playing like a Bethesda game in third person.
Yeah, I could see that comparison.
But yeah, that was Iron Angel of the Apocalypse, and I like how when I type this game in on Google image searches, there's apparently a metal band called Iron Angel, and of
course,
I get like half of their album covers in the middle of the image search. I'm just like, great. Man,
funny.
But yeah, so that was a fairly short one. Not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't as much to say as I wanted.
No, you can only say so much about that opening,
right?
But I guess other than that, once again, guys, thanks for joining us on the 3DO experience. You can find 3DO on all the major podcasting platforms. Check us out on superpodnetwork.com. It's a new site. Check it out. It's in the process of being built right now. And check out all the awesome podcasters on the site as well. We got a bunch of great people over there.
Yeah, I just binged the entire Video Games Analyzed show, and I do feel like they were properly analyzed.
They sure were. Mm-hmm. They definitely analyzed them.
Oh yes, they put the anal in analyze.
Sure did. Can't wait for season 2. But yeah, anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
If you're not playing on a 3DO system, what are you playing with?